Hi everybody, I'm excited to talk to you about our Oh Happy Day kit. Stamp and stick, that's all it takes to create a stack of all occasions cards. Check out our darling Oh Happy Day all-inclusive card kit. You can make one card when you need it, or make them all and use them later. This kit will make you look like an artist in a snap. The kit includes enough card bases and accents for 20 unique cards. This kit is simple and fun, and we've done all the hard stuff for you, and you get all the credit. You can see that some of these are sized great for mailing, and some are great for hand delivering. This kit is tons of fun to put together and would also make a great gift for the creative people in your life. Imagine their surprise and delight when you give them this gorgeous kit and all the fun they'll have stamping and being creative. Additionally, you get an amazing 12-piece stamp set that is great to use on other projects and a block to use with it. These are useful greetings for all kinds of cards, and I know you're going to find so many extra uses for it once you've completed your kit. You also get an ink spot of our archival ink. You are going to love this ink. It's a fantastic color of black, and it stamps so nicely. In addition to the kit, you will need scissors and adhesives, which are sold separately. We offer some amazing adhesives if you want to check out our full selection in our online store. To get started, you may want to organize your kit by each card. That way you don't accidentally use up an element on another card. Here's how to find your pieces. On your printed element sheet, you will notice that there's a number that corresponds to the card it belongs to. You'll also notice that the white and gold sheets don't have numbers. So to find out which cards those belong to, you'll need to reference the instruction sheet. And there's a set of numbers off to the side here. If the number is higher than 8, that means it's a piece from your gold or your white sheet. Now you'll look at that number, and then you'll look at the diagram here, and it will tell you where on your gold or white sheet you can find that element for your card. You'll also notice on the bottom of some of the pictures there are some measurements here, and those are measurements that you will cut from your baker's twine so that you can have the length, the appropriate length for your card. In general, it's pretty easy to look at the card and find the pieces you need. The numbers are just there to help for reference. Once you get all of your elements gathered together, they will tuck nicely into their envelope so that you can keep them separated and not lose pieces. Your instructions come with some helpful tips and tricks, and they are numbered 1 through 8 here inside your instructions, and those correspond with numbers 1 through 8 here on the side of your cards. You can use your instructions for guidance, but I am going to give you a couple of tips and tricks that should make putting your kit together even easier. On the first card, you might be wondering where these little white hearts came from. You're just going to pull these from your white sheet and stamp them using the heart from the stamp set. For card number 2, I wanted to show you how to do this. We call this tussling. And so what you're going to do is you're going to assemble your card to this point, and I like to use the fine tip glue, and then you just take your length of baker's twine, you put a little bit of glue down, and you just arrange your baker's twine the way you want it to look using the fine tip glue. And that looks really terrible, but yours will look cute once you get it all in place. And then just use your stars to strategically place over maybe gloppy spots that were a little bit messy. On this card, we also did some tussling, but we did it a little bit differently. So on this one, you're going to stamp your greeting off to the side, and then you're going to put some dimensionals, and these are included in your kit on the back of your greeting element here. And then you're just going to take your baker's twine and you're going to adhere it to your dimensionals in just kind of that curly, cute way until it looks like that. The other thing I wanted to tell you about these cards is that these little elements can be hard for fingers sometimes. So if you just take your scissors and use them as kind of a scoop, you can scoop them off and stick them down quite easily. On this card, you're going to get to try a fun stamping technique called masking. And to do that, you're going to take your Why Thank You greeting off of your sheet, put it on your block, and then you'll just take a sticky note and you can just trim it to fit over the top of the Y, just like that. And then you'll ink up your stamp and peel this off, and then when you go to stamp it, you'll only stamp the thank you and not the Y. This card is your first opportunity to make a cute little trifold card. And for this one, the only tip I had is that you're actually going to be using 2 different stamps on the greeting. And photopolymer stamps are cool because you can layer them up on your block and stamp them all down one time, just like that. Okay. A quick tip for this party time card is that this banner and the stamp set are shaped pretty closely, so you'll want to pay attention when you're stamping that the shapes match up pretty well. For the I Just Love You card, this is another card you'll want to stamp your greeting off to the side, but these are 2 different stamps on your stamp set. So you'll want to layer them up and stamp them at the same time. For the friend card, this is actually a pretty straightforward card, but you'll want to make sure that you layer all of your elements flat except for your friend greeting here. For the hello there card, since the hello and the there are 2 different stamps and they overlap a little bit, this is one time you'll want to stamp your greeting separately. You'll want to make sure you stamp the It's Your Day just a little bit off to the right here to make room for your element. This piece right here is going to need a little bit of trimming. You have a full-size card front here, and you'll need to trim this down to 4 1/4 by 3 inches, or that's 10.8 by 7.6 centimeters. This kit is so easy. By the time you get to this card, you pretty much know everything you need to know to make this one, and it's going to be a snap. There's a little bit of fancy stamping with this card. When you go through your elements, you're going to get 2 pieces out of them like this. You'll want to layer them up, and you're actually going to want to draw some faint pencil lines. Trace that star. That way you can pull that away, stamp your yay, erase the lines, and put this back on, and it will be perfectly centered for your card. You shouldn't have favorites, but this one was my favorite. It was fun to put together, and it was super simple. I don't have any tips for this one. These 4 cards all go together the same way. You're going to put your element down and trace like we've done before, and then do your stamping. One tip you'll want to make sure to know is that you're going to want to put your dimensionals up just a little bit higher on this piece. And the reason for that is these are Matchbox cards, and you'll want to be able to tuck that into itself so that you can open it like that. And if the dimensionals are down too low, you won't be able to do that. The only tip I have for this card is to tie the baker's twine on before you adhere your element down. That's just a few tips and tricks to help you assemble your kit. If you haven't bought your kit yet, what are you waiting for? Place your order today. Visit our website or contact your local demonstrator. Happy stamping! Thank you for stamping with me. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Did you subscribe yet? You should probably go ahead and subscribe anytime now. If you're still watching me, you haven't subscribed. It's okay. Go ahead and subscribe. Anytime now.